What's up, y'all? I am preparing and hoping for a bountiful harvest in the garden. So I need to make room in my freezers. I do buy my meat in bulk for the year. So most of everything that's in the freezers is meat, but I do have some miscellaneous things that I can clean out, get rid of, and process. Not really get rid of, but I probably have some bones that I can make bone broth with. Some tallow that I need to process. I just need to make room in my freezers for the harvest because not everything I want to can. So some of my green beans I want to freeze. I don't necessarily want to can, but we're gonna probably clean out this freezer only because this big white freezer is mainly meat. Oh, but look, my 2 bags. Oh, is that 3 bags? 3 bags of tallow. I'm gonna process. I need to render this down and make some tallow. I'll make a video of that. So make sure you be on the lookout. I have jars of lard. You don't have to store lard in a freezer, but I do. I processed this last year. I think this is May. I can't even understand my own handwriting, but this is May 26th. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jars of lard. I'm gonna keep this in here. If I need to, I will move it, but right now I don't. That's tallow, but I think everything else. Wait, this is another bag of tallow. So I have 4 bags of tallow that need to be processed. I think everything else in here is chicken, pork, beef, and lamb. Ew, these are marrow bones. I made a marrow butter some time ago that was really, really good. So I might make that. Those are pig feet. I know I still have some beef bones. These are marrow bones. They're not taking up space, so I'm gonna leave them in here. But if I need space, I'm gonna take those out. This is a box of sausage. Let me bring y'all closer. And the lighting isn't that great in here because I'm in my garage, my basement, but we're gonna make it do what it do. But this is a box of sausage that I bought when I bought the half a hog. So this can actually go over here in the bigger freezer. This box, this is breast milk, but this box is beef. This is a beef box. I'm gonna put over here. Can it fit? Let's see. I think it can fit. Yeah, that's a beef box. I do keep different miscellaneous things in here. So these are bagels I froze. If you ever have excess bread products, freeze it. They work great. What's this? Well, this is pork chop. So this is more meat. This is more meat. This is a KitchenAid attachment. I did get the ice cream maker for Mother's Day, so I'm excited about that. But I do have more breast milk, and so this is stuff I'm gonna have to cook with, bake with. This is milk. When I do have excess milk and I feel like it's gonna go bad, I go ahead and freeze it and use it when I need it for different recipes. Like I measure them out. This is grits. So I do have some postpartum items that I prepped prior to giving birth. I prepped some items so it'll be easier. I'm going to get rid of this mac and cheese. This was mac and cheese from Thanksgiving. And no one wanted it. So I just froze it just in case. I was like, well, I'll freeze it just in case we need it for postpartum, because we wasn't sure how many meals and things we were going to go through. So yeah, beef stew that I made. I'm going to take that upstairs too. Bacon English muffins, bacon egg bagels. What else? They're protein balls. They're also good for lactation. It's like made with peanut butter and oats and things like that. But I did do some postpartum prep, and some of these items we didn't use. So I am going to take them upstairs to my upstairs freezer. This is me making space. We're going to go through that freezer too, because I have some veggie scraps that I need to probably make some bone broth with. Oh, I still have some salmon croquettes. Some people call them salmon patties. I grew up knowing them as salmon croquettes, so that's what I call them. And this isn't to clear out the freezer completely, but it is to make room in the freezer so that when it's time to put harvest in here, we're not trying to, organize the freezer and such. So yeah, I'm not trying to empty it per se. But those are milks, butters, lard, bread products. So those are crescent rolls. These are bagels. This is whole milk, which that could go on this side. This is pork. I think we can put that over there in the other freezer. This is more postpartum stuff. What's this? I think this is red beans. Red beans and ham hocks, like red beans and rice. And even when I have excess meals, like when I cook and I have more than we're going to eat, I freeze that too for days where I don't feel like cooking or I need an extra meal. It's already cooked. That's the way I really stock up my freezer with extra meals. That's what I did for postpartum prep. So I basically have this whole side. Let me show you guys. So this side is clear. I have bagels, crescent rolls, and pita bread. This is breast milk. This milk. Oh, I don't want to drop this milk. This is milk. This is like milk for bacon and cooking. Let's see. Can I set that up there? Nope, that's gonna fall. So I'll just move this over. Stack the breads. Wow. Actually, I need milk upstairs. I just thought about it. We need milk upstairs, so I'm going to take that with me. Yeah, we need milk, so that works. That we need milk. But yeah, whenever I will freeze anything. Whenever we need space, or whenever I need to save something, I freeze it. I cook too much, and it's, we're not gonna eat it. I freeze it. I have too much bread. Like when I go to Costco, I freeze my croissant rolls because it comes with, I think, 12 in a pack. I think it comes with 12 croissant rolls. So I'm not going to eat them all at once. So I break them up and freeze them, I think, in 3 bags of 4s. I freeze a lot of things. This should be quite a bit of space for a garden harvest. This I am going to get rid of, mac and cheese. And I guess I'll let you guys see the meat freezer while we're down here. Let's see. This is the meat freezer. It may not look organized to you, but there's a method to this madness. Yeah, because this is all like the sausage meat right here. This is the bone marrow. I'm looking for beef bones because on my inventory sheet, that's roast. These are steaks, I believe. On my inventory sheet, it says I have beef bones. So I'm just making sure if I do, I need to get them so I can process them. This is a lamb leg that I plan on cooking. Those are pig feet, smoked ham hocks. This is probably bacon. Yep, that's bacon. That's ground beef. Let me pull you over. Yeah, that's ground beef in that box. Bacon on the side. That is a pork butt. This is a lamb leg, which could go back down here. Those are roast. This is where we keep like ground beef at stock, so we don't have to dig all the way down there. But I'm not doing that right now. This is roast and steak probably. Oh no, those are probably steaks. Yeah, these are steaks. Sorry, and this is what I just dropped in here. A roast. That's fine. And then this is our new box of beef. We recently got this. This is chicken on this side. Yeah, all of that's chicken. Yeah, that's all chicken. I don't see beef bones, which is cool. Like, it's cool. I don't necessarily need them. I have some beef already canned up, beef bone broth already canned up, so I don't necessarily need them. And when I need more beef bones, I can reach out to my rancher and she'll supply me with some. So this sausage needs to go back. And these are the chops, pork chops. We keep them in bags because it's easier. Like this stuff, this is plastic that it came with, so we're just reusing it. But we keep it in bags so it's easier to lift, so we're not listing everything one by one. Let's see. Okay. We have this stuff. We're going to go upstairs and put this up, but also clean out the top freezer. And we have this mac and cheese. That's the only thing we're throwing away. I don't really feel bad about throwing it away because we ate a lot of mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. I was just storing it just in case. So let's do our next freezer clean out. I actually lost the audio for these videos. I don't know how, but I basically cleaned out my deep freezer, and then I cleaned out the freezer attached to my refrigerator that's in my kitchen. If I remember correctly, the only thing that I really got out of here that needed to be processed was scrap veggies, like the onion peels, garlic peels, things like that, and then the turkey bones, the turkey carcass from Thanksgiving. So I kept the carcass that was cooked, the bones and everything, and then I also kept the back and the neck, which was a part of, the raw part of it, because I spatchcocked the turkey. But those items and the scrap veggies is what I end up processing to make. Here's the scrap veggies right here. To end up processing to make turkey bone broth, which that video is coming. Everything else, I just basically organized this space, but I did have some pork butt that I ended up taking out, thawing out, feeding to my dog, and a ham bone. The ham bone I haven't used. I put it back in the freezer, but I'm not sure what I'm going to use with it, but it's the ham from Thanksgiving. This meal I got on sale, but I end up cooking it that night or the next night to make room in this freezer. But I really organized this freezer and made room because I needed to put some of the smoothie bags and other things in there. My goal was just to clear out the freezers as much as possible, which I did with the deep freezer and also this freezer. This freezer stays, full, and it's more stocked than my deep freezers. It's hard to kind of create space in here. But for the most part, I did make room for some of the items that came out of the deep freezer that I wanted to use. Like I mentioned, the smoothie bags and the deep freezers. Now, the only thing that's in there as of today is tallow, and those are 4 bags, but I'm going to process those in the upcoming days. I encourage you, even if you don't garden, to go ahead and look in your freezers, because there may be things in there that you've forgotten about. Freezer burnt. Just clear out your freezers, organize it. Come up with an inventory system so that you don't always have to dig in your freezers to know what's in there. That's what I do for my deep freezers. I have a running inventory list, so when I'm meal planning, I kind of look at it and see what needs to be eaten, or like what I have available to create meals. In here also I had some, these are chicken gizzards that I say I got that I want to cook, but I'm kind of a little nervous about cooking them because my daddy made chicken gizzards when we were little, when we were younger, and I want to try it, but I'm kind of scared I mess them up. But nevertheless, I had some tomatoes in here that when they get too ripe and too soft to eat fresh, I just throw them in the freezer, and then I end up making tomato sauce out of them that day because I wanted to make the space. I feel like a deli container is easier to have in a freezer versus a Ziploc bag because it doesn't necessarily have a specific shape, if that makes sense. But I encourage you to check your freezers, clean out your freezers, your deep freezers. Yes, the stand-up freezers, there's the turkey back right there, the back of the turkey. But yes, your deep freezers, the stand-up freezers, you can have a little more organized boxes and things, but I prefer a deep freezer for many reasons. You can do your research on that. In this freezer that's in my kitchen, I tend to keep basically things that I'm going to use within that week. So the meats that I need for the week, I keep there. I also keep like desserts and different dishes that I know I'm going to use. I don't know how to explain it, but different produce that I may have that I'm going to use right then. My deep freezer is mainly for long-term storage, but I accomplished my goal to organize, clean out my deep freezer and this freezer. That I did, and in these upcoming videos you will see some of the items that I end up making, like the turkey bone broth, and I am making tallow also.